Hello everybody, welcome to LilyLuLou. If you're new here, my name's Karen, I'm the Junk Journal Geek, and I'm here today with my offering for the Junk Journal Geeks Weekly Challenge, which is a challenge that runs every Monday in my group. You can find a link to my group in the description box below this video. If you click on the word more, it should take you to the full description for this video and you can find out all the other information. So this week's challenge, although you'll be watching this next week now, so it will have been and gone, but there you go. The challenge was to use something to create a piece of ephemera with Bookpage as the background. So I've got in mind what I want to do. And the inspiration for this has come from a combination of things. I saw Claire at Purple Poppy made something the other day with tea cards, and she made windows in her piece to pop the tea cards behind. I think she was using playing cards, and she cut a hole in the playing card and then put the tea card behind and stuck it behind the playing cards so that you could still see both sides of the tea card. And I thought, oh, I'm going to do something with tea cards. And I also saw a picture of something else on Pinterest, and I can't tell you which account I saw it on, I'm afraid, because it disappeared before I could save it. I've sort of got a mental image in my head, probably remembering it wrong, but you know, there you go. Yeah, and this was a tag, and it was a similar sort of idea. I don't know if it was using tea cards and whether it was actually a window, but it sort of gave the same sort of vibe. So I'm going to sort of mash up the two ideas and making some more tags today. Now, the picture that I saw on Pinterest was sort of grungy, not really grungy, but sort of grungy. And I want to make these more pastel-y to go with the journal that I'm working on at the moment. So I've got this old dictionary here that it is falling apart. I know I've just cut those strings to take these pages out, but the whole book is actually falling apart. That one doesn't want to come out. It's very old and tatty. I love it. So I've just taken some pages out of that. But my base, although the pages are going to be the background, I've got a load of, you guessed it, packaging paper here that's going to be my bases. This was a big sheet of packaging paper. I've just ripped it up into manageable sizes. And then I pulled out, I showed you the other day all these bits and pieces that I've got, that I've been using in this journal. So I thought, oh, these little tags that have been printed just onto copier paper, I can use those instead of tea cards, because you're not going to see the back of what I'm planning to do. So I've pulled out some of these. They're all different shapes and sizes, so we'll be able to make tags that are different shapes and sizes. And I've pulled out the ones that I feel, if I cut the tag shape off at the top, they will look sort of like tea cards, although obviously they're not going to be the correct size that a tea card would be necessarily, because they're not actually tea cards. But I just thought this would be a good use for these, because if I use them as tags, then they're going to need to be backed and whatever anyway. I've got plenty of them there printed out, so I thought I would use them in a different way. So what I'm going to do is layer these up, and I'm going to cut a sort of a frame around them so they look like there's a hole and they're behind, but they won't be. They're actually going to be on top, if you see what I mean. You'll see what I mean when I start working. So I need a piece of backing paper that's going to be big enough for this. So I'm not going to work with any sizes or anything. I'm just going to do everything by eye, do some ripping, I don't know if I will leave them ripped or if I'll tidy them up when I've finished. I don't know if I'm going to stitch around them. Haven't decided yet. I've just sort of got a general idea of what I would like to do. So if you want to join in with these weekly challenges, as I say, find the link to the Facebook group below this video or above this video. I don't know if it appears in different places depending on, you know, where you're watching. Usually things on mobile are in a different place to where they are on a desktop, aren't they? But as I say, if you just hit the word more, it should open up the full description so that you can see the rest of the information and find the link. So I hope you're all happy and well. I don't know if you can see on camera, you probably can, my sleeves, and you're probably thinking, well, you might not be nosy, but you might be thinking, is she in her dressing gown? And the answer would be, yes, she is. And I'll tell you for why. This morning, it was raining very heavily here, and it is forecast to rain every day for the next 10 days. It was raining yesterday as well. So I'm just trying to find a more bluey paper here for my background. So I thought I'll do my houseworky jobs this morning. Now, if you're new here, we have recently moved to a new house, and it was a house where everything looked, you know, clean and modern at first glance. But as I got in here and started cleaning, I realised just how dirty the house was. And the more I clean, it seems the more dirt I'm finding. You know what it's like when the house looks dirty, you know, you give it a clean and it's satisfying, and I don't know, it just, to me, it's worse when you think it's clean and it's actually not. That's worse than when you can see. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here, because I'm going to faff otherwise. I'm going to stick this on and then I'm going to cut round it. That is what I'm going to do. I need to leave some space. Yes, so I've been gradually, I mean, I gave the whole house a really good clean, you know, when we first moved in, but then there were things that I knew I was definitely going to want to go back to, you know, like the showers, and, you know, I did clean them all when we first moved in, but I knew I wanted to go back and really do a deep clean and get into the nitty gritty, you know what it's like. So ever since we've moved in, after I did my initial clean, I've been doing that each day. I've been sort of picking an area and going at it. So this morning I carried on with my cleaning, and Max has been very unsettled, and I thought he's probably bored, because although he's got lots of garden here to run around in, he's not the sort of dog that, you know, takes himself off generally to play. He wants to be with people. And I felt a bit sorry for him, because I thought he's probably a bit bored, because I've been cleaning and then trying to do videos each day. Not that I've succeeded, I have to say, but that is what I've been trying to do each day. And I felt like he just needed, you know, something different. So I promised him that we'd go for a walk once I'd done my cleaning today. And I checked the weather forecast. It was supposed to rain all morning, and then after lunch it was supposed to be dry. So I thought, well, that's perfect. I'll do my, no, that's too big outside. I'll do my jobs and then we'll go out. And, you know, I don't mind getting a little bit wet, but it was torrential this morning. So that's what we did. And I had my raincoat on. We went for a walk. Lovely and sunny. And I thought, oh, I'm going to be too hot in this. Lo and behold, the heavens opened. And I learnt that my waterproof raincoat, I've made a boo-boo there, I need a bigger piece. My waterproof raincoat is no longer waterproof. Because I'm making this as a tag, aren't I? So I need more space there. So consequently, I got absolutely sodden, literally through to my skin. My raincoat is only like a short little raincoat, and I knew I did need a new raincoat for here because I'm going to need a long one, you know, that covers my legs, because it does rain a lot here. There's no getting away from it, and it's fine as long, you know, as long as you can, if you're dressed appropriately. I'm looking, what am I looking for? I'm looking for my dictionary pages, aren't I? Come on, Karen, get with the programme. So, yes, I did know that I needed a new raincoat, but obviously today it has been brought home to me in no uncertain terms that it is time to get the raincoat. I was absolutely soaked. Of course, because I've been doing all the bathrooms, and today was the last day of really deep cleaning all the bathrooms. There's 3 bathrooms here. There's the big family bathroom. There is a shower room upstairs, which is the girls' bit. They've got 2 bedrooms and a shower room upstairs with a little sitting area. Their reading nook, they call it, but it's actually bigger than my middle daughter's bedroom was in our old house. And yeah, an ensuite to our bedroom. So I've been gradually working my way round all of these bathrooms to get them in a fit state. And obviously I did the ensuite first because we're here all the time, whereas the girls both work away, so it wasn't quite as important. Then I did the family bathroom, so that, because that's the only room with a bath, and I wanted a bath, so I did that next. And I disregarded the shower in there for the time being. Then I've done their shower room upstairs because they're, you know, it's getting on now. They will both be back at some point fairly soon. Now I'm just deciding where I want this. Am I going to have this tag this actual wide, or am I going to have it a bit narrower? I think I will have it sort of that wide, and then we'll cut it out and make the tag shape. So this morning I was finishing off the family bathroom, deep cleaning the shower in there, literally going into the crevices with a toothbrush, because it was absolutely disgusting. And I haven't used that shower in there yet for that reason. So when I had finished cleaning today, I chucked all of the towels in the washing machine. I don't know if you can hear the washing machine from here in the background. Oh, that's a bit wonky, isn't it? Can we scooch it over a bit? In the old house, you could hear the washing machine, but I am quite a way away from the washing machine now, so I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but it's still going. Yeah, so all the towels are in the washing machine. So I've come back from my walk, absolutely soaking wet. Now that's not in the middle. I think I need some more glue on there. Maybe I can't concentrate on what I'm doing and talk at the same time. Maybe that's the problem. I've come back from my walk absolutely soaking wet and thinking, oh, I'm going to have a shower or a bath. Probably a shower. I'm going to have a hot chocolate and a shower. And of course I've come back and the washing machine's still going. All the towels are still in the washing machine. So I can't have a shower. But I did have my hot chocolate. But of course, as soon as I got home, the sun is beating down. It's absolutely boiling hot outside. And I'm sitting in the sunroom with my big fleecy dressing gown on and a hot chocolate. As you do. So that's my story for today. Oh dear. So that's, I've done that bit. what I'm going to do is just, let's use the knife. I'm just going to roughly cut this out. I will probably do my usual trick and neaten this up on the guillotine at some point. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how they look. So I'm cutting it down. Do I want to have, I think I'm going to cut down to the actual writing. On each side. Waving this knife around and asking for trouble, aren't I? So yes, now I need to treat myself to a new raincoat and some wellies. I knew I needed new wellies as well because I actually dumped my wellies before we moved. I had 2 pairs of wellies and they were both leaking. So I knew I needed more wellies. I haven't got round to getting those yet because it's been the summer. We're going to lose them anyway, aren't we, when we do our tag shape? So yes, so now I need to sort myself out with wellies and a raincoat. I also need a new winter coat as well, you know, a warm coat, not just a raincoat. I need something warm. Right, I'm hoping that that's straight. Using my mat, it should be. So that's my basic tag. It's taken me a long time to make one tag. That's over a quarter of an hour, I think, that I've been going. So let's do our tag shape at the top. Now these are not particularly sturdy tags because they, you know, it's just on packaging paper and very thin dictionary page. Now, the bits that I saw on, I was going to say TikTok. It wasn't TikTok, it was Pinterest. I very rarely go onto TikTok. I don't know why that's in my head. I can't even remember the last time I went onto TikTok. They had some crochet trim along the bottom, and then they used that as the tab with the button and some string. I can't find my crochet. No, I'm telling a lie. I found this crochet trim, but this is far too thick, so I can't use that. I can't find my narrower crochet trim. I don't know where I've put it. So I thought, as this journal is sort of lighter, you know, more pastel colours, I could use some of my rolls of lace that I have. So that would be quite nice at the bottom. Maybe I should have done these. Oh, maybe I should chop that off and make it smaller so that that is actually at the bottom of the tag. Shall I do that? Will it be too stumpy? I don't think so. I think we'll do that. Oh, left my knife open. Dangerous, Karen, dangerous. What did I do? There it is. I was just going to say, can anyone see my ruler? How wide is that lace? That lace is about 3/4 of an inch. So I want to chop off about 3/4 of an inch, and my cutting mat is in, these cutting mats are in centimetres, so that's not much good, is it? 2 centimetres. Can I chop 2 centimetres off the bottom? Probably. Don't see why not. So let's take that off. That would be a nice piece on something. Little itty bitty bit. Right, I feel like I'm going really slowly today. I'm sorry if I'm boring everybody. Which side? I think it's this side. So I can pop that along there. And you see what I mean about it? That looks at first glance, I think this picture looks like it's in a frame behind, you know, it looks like this is the frame and that's behind it. I don't know if that's coming across on camera or not. So I'm going to put a little bit of art glitter glue on that to hold it down the bottom. And this is where I was thinking I might stitch, but if I do the top as well, I won't be able to stitch, I don't think, because the top was nice. It had a button on and some string through it. And if I do that on here, obviously I will not be able to get it under the sewing machine. But I think I'll have a go and do that anyway. So then they had like a little ribbony bit at the top for the tab. So let's cut that off there. And then I've got these different laces out because I thought we could have a different one on each thing. And I get to play with my buttons again. You know how I love my buttons. So that would go on there like that. Maybe I should have made this slightly longer. Oops, I'm not doing a very good job of this, am I? I'm going to hold this on with a button in a minute, so I only really want this held in place for the time being. Right, now I need to find a button, and I've got some crochet cotton here to use. I think that will blend in nicely. Now, do I want coloured buttons or white buttons? I'm just grabbing a handful out of one of my jars. I have buttons everywhere. Right, we don't want reds. There's a nice bluey one there. Maybe we'll go for the blue one, as we've got a blue picture. So I'm doing this with the crochet cotton because it sort of goes with the lace, but I'm thinking I could have done this with the embroidery floss that I used on the butterflies the other day to match everything in. But then we don't really want everything matching, do we? Because it's a junk journal. Now, where's my needle? It is there. Can we thread it? No, we can't. Right, first of all, get the glue off your fingers, Karen, that will help. Okay. Okie dokie. I don't know if this is going to be thick enough to be visible, but we'll have a go. So I've got my button on there. Right, let me think. I want to do this at the front, so I'll probably want to start at the front. I've doubled up. I doubled up my thread, but then when I looked at it, I didn't think that was thick enough, so I've doubled it up again. So I've got 4 strands of thread here. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Thinking about it, let's see. Because I want to tie a bow. I didn't tell you what I was doing, did I? I want to tie a bow. If I just go through once, that might be enough. I'll need to snip this now because I doubled everything. Oh, printer's just come to life. I didn't ask it to do anything. Oh, I don't think this is going to be long enough. And my fingers are too fat. Oh, it's absolutely sweltering in here now. Karen, what are you doing? You're tying a knot. You're supposed to be doing a bow. Come on, concentrate. Ooh. Very fiddly. No, I'm going to abandon that because it's not going to be long enough. It's just going to end up in a tangled mess. And because it's not really long enough, it won't really be noticeable. I mean, it's quite nice like that. Maybe I should just knot it. Do that one like that and we'll do another one with a bow with something else, or with this crochet cotton even longer. We'll leave that one like that for now, so we're not fiddling about too much. Should we do a bigger one? Oh, if we do a bigger one, oh, I was going to say I could use them. What could I use? Sari silk, but that won't match the bottom then with the lace, and I was matching the, I was thinking I could match the lace to the bit on the top. Right, let's chop the top off of this one. And we'll do a pinky one. Let's grab another piece of packaging paper for my background. That sort of size should be all right. What is that? Probably a bit tall, but to work with to start off with. Right, some more dictionary page. I'm looking for my glue stick. Right, so you could, once I've got the hang of this and what I'm doing, we could do a bit of a mass make again, couldn't we? Should I do that? Oops. Oh, it is straight at the top. So it would be handy to have out. So, oops. What are you doing, printer? And that's playing a little tune. Oh, it's doing a firmware update apparently. Right, should we do a couple of these ready and then they can be drying? Oh look, let's just stick 2 on together. I need to invest in some bigger glue sticks again. These were the little ones that I ordered just to top up my last, no, not my last. Before I moved, I did an Amazon order and I needed to add one more thing on. So I just bunged some glue sticks in the basket and I didn't really look at what I was buying. And the glue stick is absolutely fine, but it's very small, very, very small. Good for, you know, when you're working on smaller pieces, but when you want to cover a large area like that, it's a bit, you know, it takes ages. I'm sorry about my printer in the background. I had no idea it was going to start doing that. Don't know how noisy it is on camera. Right, so we've got 3 ready to go there. How many do you think we're going to want to do? Just do 2 more. Oopsie. Would one more fit on there? Could have another one ready to go, couldn't we? Right, leave those ones to dry. Go back to the first one. And let's chop it down. That definitely went wonky. I could feel it going wonky. little bit of repair on those when we've finished. I'm going to do a different one because the last one we did was a postcard. I want to mat that onto something. I've gone very quiet, haven't I? Because I'm concentrating. Wondering if I should have inked these, you know, before I stuck them down. A bit late now. Oops, that's not very straight, Karen. Cutting things out with scissors is not one of my talents. Oh, that's too wide now. Right, let's go in a little bit more. That's not straight. I suppose we're making these look a bit like postage stamps, aren't we? That's a bit better. So, shall we use the same or different? Maybe something a little bit thinner might work better at the top. Spot the difference. I'm really sorry about that. I had a FaceTime call from my daughter as I was recording, and obviously I had to take it. I haven't spoken to her properly for a long time. And we were chatting for ages, and I sort of, without thinking, carried on crafting. Then I remembered, oh, I'm supposed to be videoing this, so I stopped. And then by the time we'd finished on our call, it was too late to carry on filming. The light had gone, and it was time, you know, to get dinner prep ready and all that stuff. So I thought, as soon as I get up this morning, I'm going to carry on and finish that video. But I can't remember exactly where we were when the filming stopped. So hopefully this will make sense, but, you know, welcome to my world. So I think these two, one of these I had finished and one I was in the middle of working on. I know that because I had the loops going this way. So they are those two. I think that was the one I did first. And then I think I was finishing this off. I might be wrong. It might be the other way around. I can't remember. I'm not entirely happy with this embroidery thread that I've used in here, but that's how it's looking at the moment. And then I carried on yesterday evening and just finished off the rest that I'd prepped. So this one, I started doing the lace at the top. Oh, I tell you what I did. I forgot to tell you. I went and stitched around these with some sort of dark lilac thread. I do think it sort of makes them look finished off. And I did have a bit of trouble on these because I had already done the tops, but then on the rest, I stitched around everything before I did anything else. So I just cut the tag shape, stuck the picture on, and then stitched around before I put on the topper and the lace at the bottom on each one, and then went back again and just stitched the lace on to make sure it stays on. So this one, I decided I preferred the lace at the top the other way round. So instead of a loop, I've done like the bunny ears. I like that look better. And then I've just used different things on all of these. So this one's got a big button, and then I've used I've got this lovely yarn from Purple Poppy. I don't know if she still sells it. I don't think she does. I've had it for a long, long time. It's all different colours, and I'm always looking at it thinking, oh, I want to use that. And it never quite fits for some reason. So I thought I would use it on these. I had to sort of pull bits off to get the right colour. But I thought that looked nice on there. So I'm quite happy with that one. This one is another one where I've used the embroidery thread, but I've used the whole 6 strands together. The other one I did, I think it was only 3 strands, and it just didn't look right. So I think that one looks better. This one's got a small button, and again I did the bunny ears. Oh, I need to trim these. I need to shape these. I hadn't finished. This one again has got the embroidery thread, but I used the variegated thread. So we've got different shades of pink going into, not quite purple, but on all of them I've matched the top lace to whatever I've used at the bottom. This one I found some thicker crochet cotton. That first one I did was crochet cotton, but it was very, very thin crochet cotton, you know, for making lace. This was a thicker crochet cotton, so it shows up a bit better. I'm not sure if these are going to stay how I've made them, because I'm not sure if I'm happy with them or not, but this is where I've got so far. This one's got the thicker lace on it, so it makes a bit more of a statement, and the same crochet cotton, but with a smaller, very pale lilac button. And then this one has got some more of that thread, the yarn from Purple Poppy, with a tiny little flower button, which I've obscured with the yarn, which was a bit silly, but there we go. So that's what I've done. So all together, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's my challenge for this week, which when you see this will be last week, for using Bookpage in the background. So I hope you like what I did. Sorry about the video, don't know what it's going to come out like, but we'll just go with it. Thanks for watching. I don't know when I'm going to be back because I'm now going to have a few days off, and I don't think I've done that many videos in advance that you won't miss me. So there might be a few days with no videos, but I will be back as soon as I can. In the meantime, look after yourselves, take care and enjoy your own crafty time. Bye.